In the last video, I said one thing, that Claude is better than ChatGPT, and the comments blew up immediately. Some agree, some don't, and some are demanding I prove it. Arguing about it with words is a losing game, so I did it differently. I took the three most popular AIs, Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini, and put them in a fair fight. The same tasks for all three under identical conditions. 4 rounds, a live scoreboard. And here's what I'll tell you. The one I praised last time started losing by the final round, and the ending turned out in a way I didn't see coming myself. Along the way, you'll also figure out 3 things. Which of these AIs is completely free and for everyday tasks no worse than the paid ones? Which one writes so well you can't tell it's text from a real person and it's not ChatGPT? And which one almost embarrassed itself in the deciding round, in the place you'd least expect? The rules are simple. 1 task for all 3, identical conditions, and I judge without any favoritism. Whoever's result is actually better takes the point. Let's go. The first round is the thing people ask AI for the most. Writing a decent piece of text. And this isn't messing around. If you sound like a robot in your messages to a client, the client feels it and leaves for someone else. So the stakes are simple. Your money. 1 task for all of them. Politely turn down a client asking for a 20% discount in a way that doesn't offend them and doesn't lose them. ChatGPT produced a professional email, all in point, polite. It even suggested that instead of a discount, it's better to scale back the scope of work. The email was solid but cool, without a drop of human warmth. I ran the prompt again, got the same answer. That confirms consistency. What you ask for is what you get. With Gemini, it's a different story. The same prompt in different windows gets answered differently. Sometimes one short email, sometimes 2 versions at once in one did block, plus instructions on when to use which one. You can't guess in advance. The emails themselves are decent, but it doesn't go beyond raw text. Copy, paste, and send it yourself, and Claude did more than any of them. Right up top, 2 ready approaches to choose from. Either hold your position or turn them down and offer an alternative. The email itself is warm and alive, the kind you want to send as is, without changing a single word. And right there, directly below the email, a button to send it to your inbox. 1 click, and it's off to the client. There holds the format consistently. I checked. That's the whole difference. 2 of them just handed you text, while Claude handed you a finished email with a send button. Seems like a small thing. Now imagine you've got 20 of these emails a day. Round 1 goes to Claude. Round 2, images. You need a logo, a cover, or a banner. Either you pay a designer $100 or you do it yourself in a minute. The task is simple and real. Design a logo for a small coffee shop. And here's the first unexpected result. All 3 made 1. Yes, Claude 2. Even though just a year ago it couldn't do images at all, and there's nothing to nitpick on looks, all 3 could go straight onto a sign right now. On a simple logo, the difference between them almost disappeared. Need simple things? Take any of them, even a free one. There's no reason to overpay. But the moment the task gets harder, the picture changes. In the independent blind rankings, where thousands of people compare images blind and vote, ChatGPT isn't just first. It pulled ahead of second place in a way this ranking has never seen. The secret is that before a complex image, it thinks first and only then draws. So whenever you need text inside the image, layout, or dense infographics, it beats its rivals confidently. The conclusion is simple. Simple images, everyone's equal here. Serious visuals with text and layout, then ChatGPT. The point goes to it for its headroom on the hard stuff. The score is tied. Round 3, the most serious one, thinking for you. Here, the cost of a mistake isn't $100 anymore. It's a lot more. I sent all 3 a real situation. Someone came into some spare money, $20,000, and doesn't know whether to pay off the mortgage early or invest. A question with no single right answer. I was expecting one of them to blurt out a confident answer blind. Wrong. All 3 handled it the right way. Claude talked to me like a real advisor. Honestly warned me that it's not a financial advisor, explained the core of it in simple words, and didn't try to make up an answer for me. It said everything comes down to 2 numbers it doesn't have. Your mortgage rate and whether you have an emergency fund. And it asked me to give them. Gemini weighed everything out neatly like an excellent set of notes. Headers, clear thresholds by rate. Below 4%, it's better to invest. Above 6, it's better to pay off the mortgage. And it too, notice, ask for the missing numbers at the end. It didn't guess blind. And the round goes to ChatGPT. Here's why. It was the only one to back up his words with sources. They have real links to official financial organizations and live tables of exactly how much you'd save at each rate. And it remembered something both rivals forgot, to check whether there's a penalty for paying off early. And that's exactly the detail where people actually lose money. All three did well. No argument. The point goes to the one that didn't just reason but showed where it got every number from. That's ChatGPT. Now stop for a second and look at the score. The AI I praised so much in the last video is currently losing. Claude has 1 point, ChatGPT has 2, 1 round left, and it's the exact round I set all this up for, because in it, all three of them can't deceive you. That's where you'll see who's really worth what. The final round, the decider, and the most important one to me personally, which of them lies last. Remembering the last video, I said an AI can lie to you with a straight face and you'll believe it. Well, here's where I set a trap for them. I asked all three about a famous Stanford study that supposedly proved coffee permanently raises your IQ by 15 points. I gave it a year, I gave the scientist's name. If no such study exists, I made it up from start to finish. The honest result, not the one I was expecting. None of them lied outright. All three said no such study exists. And that's good news. AI so stopped just inventing a fact out of thin air. But past that, the difference begins, and it decides everything. Gemini simply said no such study exists, and pretty much left it at that. The answer is correct, but shallow. GPT dug deeper, where this confusion most likely comes from, and showed a real Stanford study from the same year, but about caffeine and inflammation, not intelligence. That's already strong. And Claude did something none of the others did. First, it got skeptical before it even went looking. It basically said a 15-point IQ boost from coffee is implausible on its face because intelligence doesn't move like that. That's not a database check, that's pure common sense. And second, it dug up the real root of the myth. It recalled a real story about the creator of a certain trendy coffee who bragged he'd raised his own IQ by 20 points. And when scientists tested that in a blind trial, they found no difference at all. The difference is simple. 2 of them gave a correct answer and left it there. Claude didn't take even its own word for it, double-checked and dug all the way down to the source of the lie. That's the kind of assistant that definitely won't burn you. The final round goes to it. Let's wrap it up. Claude 2 points, ChatGPT 2, Gemini 0, a tie. And I didn't rig this. That's genuinely how the cards fell. There's no better ending for this video because it proves the exact point I set all of this up for. There is no single best AI. There's a best one for your specific task. Here's the honest breakdown. Take it and use it. Need to write like a human, texts, emails, posts, then your pick is Claude. It was the only one to give an email you'd want to send without a second look. And it also lies the least. And wherever a mistake cost you money, that quality is worth the most. Need everything in one place, images and analysis with sources, then take ChatGPT. It's the most convenient all-rounder of the bunch. Now about that promised free AI. It's Gemini. It didn't take any points today. It lost to both in the head-to-head fights. But here's where its strength is. For a regular person who opens it a couple times a day to ask something, translate, or check the news, Gemini is free. And it's more than enough. All of Google is behind it. So it's on a first-name basis with fresh information. If you're paying for an AI just for these everyday little things, then you're paying for nothing. And one observation to close. AI is used to either not know recent news or just invent facts. Well, while I was running all of this, I noticed a simple thing. Reading the internet and not lying outright, they've all learned to do both now. It stopped being anyone's personal edge. So don't fall for it when someone yells at you for the 100th time, this AI is the best. Use only this one. Always ask them back. Best at what? And in the comments, let's have our own battle. Tell me which AI you use and why that one specifically. And while you're at it, write down which one you think should have won. And in the next video, I'll show you the thing a lot of people set all of this up for in the first place. How people actually make money with these AIs. Not theory from a $99 course, but concrete methods that work right now. And I'll filter out the schemes that only waste your time and money right away. Subscribe so you don't miss it, while access is still open to everyone.